Welcome back, everyone. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating and widely collected coin series in American numismatics, the United States Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin. While most people think of the penny as something small and ordinary, the truth is that certain rare varieties of this coin have shocked collectors by selling for thousands and even tens of thousands of dollars at major auction houses. In this video, we will explore the top 3 most valuable Lincoln Memorial cents, focusing on their mint marks, rare errors, and the incredible condition grades that make them so desirable in today's collector market. So let's get started. First up, the 1982 United States Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin is one of the most fascinating pennies ever produced by the U.S. Mint. For coin collectors and treasure hunters, this small copper-colored coin represents a major turning point in American coin history. While millions of 1982 pennies were made, a few rare varieties and transitional errors have become extremely valuable in the auction market, with some examples selling for thousands of dollars. Today, collectors continue searching pocket change and old coin jars, hoping to discover one of these hidden treasures. The excitement surrounding the 1982 Lincoln cent comes from its unusual mix of different compositions, date styles, and mint varieties that make this year unique in American numismatics. Coin's value +1. The history behind the 1982 Lincoln Memorial cent is extremely important because it marked the year the United States Mint changed the composition of the penny. Before 1982, Lincoln cents were made mostly of copper, containing 95% copper and weighing about 3.11 grams. However, rising copper prices made the coin too expensive to produce, forcing the mint to switch to a cheaper zinc core coated with copper. The new zinc pennies weighed only 2.5 grams. During this transition period, both copper and zinc cents were produced at the same time, creating several different varieties in one single year. The mint also changed the design of the date from a large date style to a small date style during production. Because of these multiple changes, collectors now recognize 7 major business strike varieties from 1982, making it one of the most complicated and collectible modern pennies ever created. The 1982 Lincoln Memorial cent features the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. Above Lincoln's head appears the motto, "In God We Trust," while the word liberty is placed to the left, and the date 1982 appears on the right side. Some coins include a small D mint mark below the date, showing they were struck at the Denver Mint, while coins without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia. On the reverse side, the coin displays the Lincoln Memorial Building in Washington, D.C., with the inscriptions United States of America, EPLUBUSUNUM, and 1 cent. What makes the 1982 penny special is the existence of both large date and small date varieties. The large date features thicker and bolder numbers, while the small date has thinner digits and a differently shaped number 2. Collectors often use magnifying glasses and digital scales to identify the rare versions because weight and date style are extremely important for determining value. In very fine condition, a 1982 Lincoln cent still shows moderate detail on Lincoln's portrait and the Lincoln Memorial design. The hair details, cheekbones, and coat lines remain visible, although some wear appears on the highest points. Coins in very fine condition are popular among collectors because they maintain strong detail while still being affordable for beginners. However, when a rare variety is discovered in this condition, the value can increase dramatically. The most famous rarity is the 1982 D small date copper penny, which was mistakenly struck on an older copper planchet instead of the newer zinc planchet. Experts believe only a few examples exist, making it one of the rarest modern Lincoln cents ever discovered. Some auction records show these transitional era coins selling for well over $466,000 and even approaching $466,000, depending on condition and certification. Collector demand for the 1982 Lincoln cent remains extremely high because this coin combines history, minting changes, and the excitement of finding rare varieties. Many collectors enjoy searching through rolls of pennies looking for small date copper examples or unusual minting errors. The coin has become especially popular among modern-era coin collectors because it represents the dramatic transition from copper to zinc in American coinage. Online coin forums and collector communities frequently discuss the possibility of finding the rare 1982D small-date copper cent in circulation. Even though millions of regular 1982 pennies exist, the hunt for rare varieties keeps collector interest alive year after year. Some high-grade uncirculated examples with bright red color have also sold for impressive amounts at auction due to their rarity in perfect condition. The current market value of a normal 1982 Lincoln Memorial penny in very fine condition is usually small, often ranging from a few cents to a few dollars, depending on the variety and metal composition. Common copper examples may sell for slightly more because of their copper content, while zinc versions are generally worth face value unless they are in exceptional condition. However, rare varieties are where the big money appears. The legendary 1982D small-date copper cent has reached auction prices between $8,000 and $545,000. Some high-grade small-date zinc coins, graded near perfect by professional grading services, have sold for thousands of dollars as well. Even ordinary examples in brilliant uncirculated condition can bring strong premiums from collectors seeking complete sets of every 1982 variety. For collectors searching for valuable 1982 Lincoln cents, careful examination is extremely important. Always check the mint mark, study the shape of the date, and weigh the coin using a digital scale accurate to at least 0.01 grams. Copper cents should weigh approximately 3.11 grams, while zinc cents weigh around 2.5 grams. Learning the difference between large date and small date varieties can help collectors identify rare coins quickly. It is also wise to store valuable pennies in protective holders to avoid scratches and environmental damage. Serious collectors often send rare coins to professional grading companies for authentication and certification, because certified examples usually sell for higher prices at auction. Patience and careful searching are the keys to finding valuable Lincoln cents. The 1982 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin remains one of the most exciting modern coins in American collecting history. Its unique combination of copper and zinc compositions, multiple date styles, and famous transitional eras make it a favorite among collectors around the world. While many examples are only worth a few cents, the possibility of discovering a rare small-date copper variety worth thousands of dollars keeps collectors searching every day. Whether found in pocket change, old collections, or bank rolls, the 1982 penny continues to prove that even the smallest coin can hold extraordinary value in the world of rare coin collecting. Next up today, we are going to explore a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the United States Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin from 1978, especially in very fine condition. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary penny, something you might find in pocket change, but for collectors, this coin can carry surprising value, historical importance, and strong demand in the auction market when preserved in higher grades. This script will take you step by step through its introduction, history, unique features, rarity, market value in dollars, and essential tips for collectors who want to understand whether this common-looking coin could actually be a hidden treasure. The 1978 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin belongs to one of the longest-running and most widely circulated coin designs in United States history. At the time, millions of these coins were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, making them extremely common in circulation. However, what makes them interesting to collectors today is not their everyday availability, but their condition rarity. While billions were produced, only a very small percentage survived in very fine or higher grades without heavy wear. Even though the coin carries the face of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, its importance goes far beyond its design. It represents a period in American coinage when copper composition was still dominant, and coins were heavily used in daily commerce before modern material changes in the 1980s. Looking closely at the unique features of the 1978 Lincoln Memorial cent, we see the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. The word Liberty appears on the left side of the coin, while the date 1978 is placed on the right. Above Lincoln's head is the famous phrase, "In God We Trust." On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparro is shown in great detail, with United States of America at the top and 1 cent at the bottom, along with EPLURBUSUNUM above the monument. The coin is made of a copper-based alloy weighing approximately 3.11 grams. One of the most important visual factors for collectors is the surface color. Coins that retain strong original red luster are significantly more valuable than those that have turned brown due to oxidation over time. When discussing rarity and collector demand, the 1978 Lincoln Memorial cent is often misunderstood. Technically, it is not rare in terms of mintage, as over 5 billion coins were produced. However, true rarity appears in high-grade preservation. Coins graded very fine, extremely fine, or especially mint state become much harder to find in pristine condition because most were heavily circulated. Collectors particularly look for coins with strong detail on Lincoln's hair, sharp lettering, and minimal surface wear. In auction markets, certified high-grade examples attract attention from registry set collectors who compete to assemble the finest known examples of common-date coins. This competition increases demand and pushes prices higher for exceptional specimens. Now let's talk about current market value in dollars. A typical circulated 1978 Lincoln cent is still only worth face value or a few cents based on copper content. However, in very fine condition, the value increases slightly due to collector interest, usually ranging from a few cents to around $1 depending on eye appeal and strike quality. When the coin reaches higher uncirculated grades with strong red luster, the value can rise significantly. In certified mint state condition, especially MS-65 or above, auction prices can range from tens of dollars to several $100s for top-quality examples. In rare cases, exceptionally preserved red specimens can reach into the thousands of dollars, with some high-end auction records showing values exceeding $545,000 for top population coins. The key factor driving these prices is not the date itself, but the condition, color, and certification grade. Without professional grading, even a good-looking coin may not achieve premium auction prices. For collectors, there are several important tips to keep in mind. First, always examine coins under good lighting to check for wear on high points, such as Lincoln's cheek and the steps of the memorial. Second, look for original red color, as this significantly increases value compared to brown-toned coins. Third, avoid cleaning coins, as cleaning can permanently damage surface luster and reduce value in the eyes of grading services. Fourth, consider professional grading for coins that appear uncirculated or unusually sharp, as certification can dramatically improve market trust and resale potential. Most importantly, collectors should understand that modern pennies, like the 1978 cent, are not valuable because they are rare in production, but because they are rare in perfect preservation. In conclusion, the United States 1978 Lincoln Memorial 1 cent coin in very fine condition represents a perfect example of condition rarity in modern coin collecting. While billions exist, only a small fraction survive in high-quality state, and even fewer reach premium auction levels. For casual collectors, it remains a simple penny, but for numismatists, it is a reminder that value in coin collecting is not always about age or rarity in mintage, but about preservation, quality, and demand. So the next time you come across a 1978 penny, take a closer look. What seems ordinary might just be a small piece of history hiding a surprising value in the collector's market. Next up today, we are diving into one of the most collected modern American coins ever produced, the United States Lincoln Memorial 1 cent coin from 1959, struck by the United States Mint. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary penny, something you might even overlook in your pocket change. However, when examined closely in very fine condition and studied within the world of numismatics, this coin reveals an interesting story of history, design change, and collector interest that continues even today. The 1959 Lincoln Memorial Cent marks a very important transition in American coinage history. This was the first year the reverse design changed from the classic wheat ears to the newly introduced Lincoln Memorial. The obverse still features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, honoring one of the most respected leaders in United States history. This design, originally created by Victor David Brenner, had already been in circulation since 1909, but the 1959 release gave collectors something new to pay attention to. On the reverse side, instead of wheat stalks, we see the detailed image of the Lincoln Memorial Building in Washington, D.C. What makes this especially fascinating is that if you look carefully, you can even see a tiny representation of the seated statue of Abraham Lincoln inside the memorial. This artistic detail made the coin instantly popular and marked a new era in U.S. cent design that would last for decades. From a technical perspective, the coin was struck in a copper composition with a small amount of tin and zinc, giving it the classic reddish-brown penny appearance when preserved well. Coins in very fine condition typically show moderate wear, but the major design details of Lincoln's face and the memorial structure remain clearly visible. Because billions of these coins were minted in 1959, it is not considered rare in circulated grades, but condition plays a very important role in its value. Now let's talk about rarity and collector demand. While the 1959 Lincoln Memorial Cent is not rare in general circulation, high-grade examples such as extremely fine, uncirculated, or proof-like conditions can attract strong interest from collectors. Many numismatists seek early memorial cents because they represent the beginning of a long-running design series. Era varieties, such as doubled dies or minting imperfections, can also increase demand significantly among specialized collectors. When we look at the current market value in dollars, most 1959 Lincoln Memorial cents in very fine condition typically range from about a few cents above face value up to around $145,000 cents in normal collector markets. However, in higher mint state grades, especially MS65 or above, values can rise to several dollars, sometimes between $670,000, depending on eye appeal and color quality. Rare era versions or exceptional red uncirculated specimens can sometimes reach even higher prices at auction, occasionally bringing in significantly more depending on demand. It is important to understand that while this coin is not a million-dollar rarity, it still holds strong historical and collector value. The real excitement in coin collecting comes not only from extreme rarity, but also from understanding condition, mint marks, and subtle variations that can transform an ordinary penny into a desirable collectible. For collectors interested in Lincoln cents, a few tips are very important. Always examine coins under good lighting or magnification to check for sharpness of details, especially around Lincoln's hair and the steps of the memorial. Avoid cleaning coins, as this can drastically reduce their value. Store coins in protective holders to prevent damage and environmental wear. Also, pay attention to mint marks and any unusual features that could indicate a valuable era variety. In conclusion, the 1959 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin stands as a significant piece in American numismatic history. While it may not be extremely rare in everyday circulation, its role as the first memorial cent and its potential in high-grade or era conditions make it an important collectible. For many collectors, it represents the beginning of a new era in U.S. coin design and remains a steady entry point into the fascinating world of coin collecting. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more coin value updates. See you in the next video.